Ed Begley Jr. has been a star for a long time. Though you might not know him by his name, he has enjoyed a career in the industry unmatched by most. One look at him and you're instantly reminded of the countless films and TV shows he's been part of. His current role as Al Chadwick on the hit HBO show Family Tree, which is also directed by his longtime friend and colleague, Christopher Guest, has struck a chord with audiences of all types.
Yeah, couldn't talk or they didn't want him to talk.
Probably couldn't talk.
Oh no, they didn't want him to talk.
Right.
He knows where all the bodies are buried, about the New World Order, enslavement of the masses, healthcare for all. He knows about it.
Neil Diamond does.
Oh yeah, and he was ready to sing.
I like that song, Sweet Caroline.
He knows how it all comes together.
He's a good guitar player as well.
Yes, he is.
Although Ed has been in countless features and television shows, he might now be more famous for something completely different. He and his wife Rochelle have often been called the king queen of green in Hollywood. His ideas are simple: be the best human you can while on this earth, taking advantage of public transportation, green energy, recycled water, and more to reduce your personal carbon footprint. He's even got a show called On Begley Street, which will air on PBS and will focus on the building of his new, fully LEED certified home just minutes from his current address.
The show is about building the greenest home in America.
It's about building the greenest home in America.
The show On Begley Street, the first episodes that will air, have to do with the deconstruction of an existing home.
Not everyone's willing to do this. It does take a little more effort to go LEED certified, to do green building. It's not, it's not the standard yet. I'm hoping that it will be. And I've always said, who better to do it than us? It's a house. We took it down, we recycled it. End of story.
Well, today, everybody, we're here in Studio City, and we're here to meet Ed Begley Jr. at his home. And there's Ed. Hey, Ed.
Patrick, welcome.
Welcome to me. Yeah,
I want you to touch the fence on the way in. This is a recycled plastic fence made out of old milk jugs, believe it or not.
And it looks like real wood. I didn't even know that till I touched it.
You never have to paint it again. You never have to worry about termites or water damage. It's the same fence all the way around the front and the backyard. Same thing, tall, solid fence like this made out of recycled plastic. Come on in.
Gotta love it. Smells good right when I walk in.
Lots of rosemary right here, lots of herbs.
Hey, and here's this little guy right here.
There's a recycled dog. We got him from a rescue.
Yeah.
And notice, there's no lawn here. We took out all the lawn, put in drought-tolerant plants. Then in the midst of it, we have all these fruit trees, little tiny fruit trees, semi-dwarf and dwarf fruit trees and some big fruit trees. So I get a lot of food from my rainwater. I'm using a lot of rainwater to irrigate this too.
This is amazing. So it's a whole synergistic plan you got going on here.
It is. A lot of permaculture here. Come on in.
Gotta love it. Let's check out the house. This should be amazing.
Come on in, Patrick, and notice how quiet it is inside the house, It's not just good for your energy bills to keep them low, but it's nice and peaceful and quiet.
You don't hear the hum or feel that at all.
Double pane windows, recycled denim up in the attic. I blew cellulose into all the exterior walls, energy-saving thermostat, weather stripping, lots of stuff, medium ticket and low-hanging fruit, cheap items too, that made it very easy and cost-effective to live here.
Anybody could do this.
Anybody. Light bulbs. Come over here and look at the light bulbs. Here's a good way to go if you want to save money very quickly. You take out that old incandescent bulb, you put one of these compact fluorescent bulbs, and it has the same amount of light that you're going to get from a 60 watt. It's behind a light shade, so who cares, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the white
That's my house too. I've done the same thing.
It's
no difference.
Everywhere. Come on with me. Come into the kitchen, see some of the stuff we got here.
Hub of the house, right, Ed?
That's right. This is where it all happens. What do you think about the lighting in here?
It's amazing. I mean, what is that?
That's a skylight on steroids. It's called a solar tube. It has a Fresnel lens that focuses it, and most importantly, if you don't have light here above where you need it, you can get it from over there for a sunny part of your roof. It could be shady right above this kitchen, and it is. You get it from over there and run it through these solar tubes to the area where you need it.
Yeah, this is like a bright, intense light.
Yeah, it's a good light, good to work.
Zero electricity.
Exactly. You put it in, you're done.
Love it.
Look at these countertops.
They're beautiful, actually.
Yeah, they're beautiful looking, and they're made from recycled Coke bottles. All the appliances, highest Energy Star rating you can get, all this good Whirlpool stuff that really has high Energy Star ratings, Maytag Neptune washer and dryer, a Kenmore, believe it or not, refrigerator that I got 15 years ago that has an incredible low amount of wattage that it uses and keeps everything cool and wonderful.
Yeah, we had an energy evaluation at my place, and they were like, "Did you do this on purpose?" I go, "Yeah." They said, "This is one of the most efficient houses that we've seen." So it can be done. And it wasn't any more expensive.
No. Anybody wants to get solar, I said, let's do home energy audit. They say, I want to talk about solar. I said, after you get a home energy
That's
audit.
what we did first.
For every dollar you spend on energy efficiency, you save $5 on the cost of your solar.
Absolutely.
So it's money well spent.
And it helps the environment.
Yeah, let's go outside.
You got it. Stick around, there's a lot more from Ed's house coming up. Welcome back. Let's head to the backyard and see how Ed Begley lets nothing go to waste.
There's a lot to see out in the backyard. One of the things I always like to emphasize is, how do you power a house like this? Well, I chose to power it with solar. I got 6 kilowatts of solar, 5 kilowatts there up on the main house, then I got another 1,000 watts up there on the roof of the garage.
Yeah, and it's moved. That thing moves.
You see it move all day with the sun. Wherever the sun is, it follows it. Another great way to have fresh food is to grow it yourself. This is all organic because I grew it myself without any pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. And how do you feed it? You want to have good compost. You take your old plants, your old table scraps and plants, grass clippings, leaves, and you turn them into new plant food. All you got to do to get the right ratio of carbon to nitrogen is do half brown and half green. Brown is brown leaves, brown grass, brown sawdust. Green is green leaves, green grass, green table scraps.
Okay.
So those things you mix 50-50 brown to green, keep it moist but not soaking wet, and you wind up with this. This is old table scraps.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
That was food.
It smells like what you buy, that really expensive topsoil you buy.
And I make it right here.
Yeah.
And I have 3 different compost bins, so there's always something that's ready to go. You spin this thing around, and it takes old table scraps and turns it into new food. This is in an earlier stage. This hasn't broken down as much as the other stuff.
Oh yeah, let's get a shot of that. Look at that.
This is just starting to break down.
See, like the carrots and the...
I keep it all in here. This will break down and become this later.
Okay.
I just have them going in different stages of decomposition.
Yeah, how do you spin that thing?
I spin it just once a day.
Okay, cool.
Very easy.
Yeah, real easy. People can do this at home easily.
They can.
This isn't hard.
It's not hard at all. I got another good way to save energy and to eliminate that gym membership, my bicycle.
Let's check that out. This is your exercise, huh? Part of it.
This is part of it. I quit my gym membership so I could just get around. The world is my gym now. This is the most energy efficient form of ground transportation man has ever invented, the bicycle. No other form of transportation can use as fuel, let's say, an ear of corn or bowl of rice and go 30 miles. It's very energy efficient.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And low impact on the environment.
Exactly. So number 1 is walking. I moved to this neighborhood quite deliberately where I can walk to everything. Number 2 is my bicycle. Number 3 is my well-worn transit pass. I get around public transportation with that around LA and throughout the country. I have different transit passes for New York and Chicago and DC and everywhere that I go, Boston. And then when I'm around LA and I have to get a week's worth of groceries to take Rochelle out for dinner, I don't ask her to sit in the handlebars of the bike anymore. No. That didn't fly very well.
Yeah, and sometimes when it's raining, the wheel, because I know she doesn't have a fender, just gets up.
The water gets all over the back of her dress. She's very upset. That she really kind of overreacts. Where's the pioneer spirit?
I don't know. Where did it go?
What happened to it? So I got a car right here, but this is not your normal car.
No, it's not.
This is an electric car, and I plug it in. This is how you fuel this vehicle.
Okay.
You take this paddle right here, inductive paddle, put it inside there, and you will charge the vehicle on solar power.
Yeah, because you're not running off coal, you're running off sun.
Exactly.
And that's what I was thinking about my house. I go, I just don't want to plug it in. I'm running off coal or natural gas. I want to run it off the sun.
This electric car becomes a solar car when I charge it at this house.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. So you're a little ahead on this one because I know they have a lot of new models coming out, but you've had this for a while.
I've had this one since 2002. That's 11 years. It's running great. I've been driving electric cars off and on since 1970. I've been driving them nonstop since 1990.
Wow, and I know that you got kind of heavily involved in this kind of sustainability and, carbon footprint. I don't think we called it back that in the 70s.
No, we didn't. You're right.
And what was your motivation for that initially?
Living in smoggy LA. I got fed up with that smog, Patrick.
So smoggy.
It was so bad back then. I said, I'm going to do my small part to do something. I'm going to start riding my bike. I'm going to take public transportation. I'm going to buy an electric car. Nothing as fancy as this. It was like a golf cart with a windshield wiper and a horn. It wasn't a fancy car at all. But I drove it around LA, and it was cheaper to fuel by plugging in the wall than it was to buy gasoline.
Absolutely.
And it was cheaper to maintain, and everything about it I liked. So I stayed with all this green stuff, and over the course of many decades, it saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars, all this green stuff that I've done.
It really does. Like I say, my bill for electricity is like $5 a month.
With me,
maybe 8 at the max.
with Rochelle's blow dryers and this electric car and people coming a lot to film with bright lights, you're doing better than me is all I'm going to say. My bill's higher than yours.
I'm feeling pretty good about that. So, you know, things are getting better in the future, and a lot of it's because of people like you that create this awareness.
Well, as you know, we have 4 times the cars in LA for 1970, millions more people, yet we have a fraction of the smog. We've done a good job.
Yes, we have.
They put catalytic converters on cars, combined cycle gas turbines, spray paint booths instead of all those VOCs going up in the LA air making smog. All of it worked. Look at how clean. You can see the hills out there.
It was a beautiful day today, too.
It was. So we're doing a good job.
I remember those days and when we used to run as little kids and we're breathing in and their lungs burned and the whole bit and you couldn't even see the mountains.
It's not like that anymore, and thank you for being part of it.
No, the story doesn't end here because we're going to go down to Orange County to your new endeavor, and tell us a little bit about what that is.
We're going to go have some natural sodas that have 0 calories, no sugar, but they taste delicious.
Just as good as the real thing, or better, I heard.
I think so.
And we're going to go find out.
Let's
This will
find
be
out.
great. So here we head on down to Orange County to the bottling company, Nature's Flavors, and the soda's name is your brand?
Begley and Bill's.
Begley and Bill's. Let's go check it out. This is going to be wonderful. Coming up next, we'll head to Begley and Bill's bottling facility. Okay, welcome back. Thanks to Ed Begley Jr. for welcoming us to his lovely home and showing us how green living is possible for everyone. And to Bill the Flavor Guy Sabo for sharing his philosophy on all natural flavors and ingredients that help create Begley and Bill's all natural sodas. And until next time, just remember to enjoy.